Scattered showers and thunderstorms this evening. We've got sunshine this weekend.
An outpouring of support for Cordelane business closing after the tragic murder of the owner's husband. But first, the prospects of new transitional housing raising concerns for one Spokane neighborhood. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. All right, we start tonight with our eyes to the skies after a couple of days of storms and a hot week. What does the weekend have in store? For the answer, let's get right outside to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy the Goo. Jeremy?
Mark, it's starting to feel a little warm even in this sunshine, and you're going, warm? It's 79 degrees. I will argue until the day I die that 79 degrees is hot. 80 is really hot. And once you're up in the 90s, forget about it. 79 is where we sit, but with a dew point of 51, it does start to feel almost a little bit humid. You're going, then why are you in a full suit? We just ended the 4 and I had to sprint outside in order to make it. Didn't have time to ditch the coat. Temperatures are trending quite a bit cooler than yesterday. How about that? 12 degrees cooler in Spokane, 1 degree warmer in Coeur d'Alene, and that's because 24 hours ago, we had showers coming down across the state line. 22 degrees cooler in Winthrop and 11 degrees cooler in Moses Lake. We have some flood concerns yet again today. This one to me is just another round of those showers in steep terrain and in burn scar areas. If an area burns, the ground becomes hydrophobic. It says, I don't want the water. For some reason, our satellite and radar is not working on that graphic. As we move through the next few hours, most of the showers stay about where they've been. We'll see a quick shot of them overnight, moves in, moves out, and by tomorrow morning, we're back to sunshine. And because of it, we're warm. 89 tomorrow, 88 on Sunday, 79 and a chance of showers again on Monday. But even though we're nice and warm over the weekend, that's only the seasonal norm. But remember, the seasonal norm is still hot.
There, Jeremy, thank you very much. We'll check back in with you later in the show. The stud horse fire burning near Winthrop in Okanagan County is threatening homes at this hour. It sparked yesterday afternoon and it's burned about 500 acres so far. KREM 2 viewer Michael Clifford sent us some photos of the fire. 3 wildland strike teams are en route to help fight the fire. There are still level 2 and 3 evacuations today. Okanagan County Emergency Management says level 3 go now evacuations are in place from Peregrine Lake to Chewuk Canal and for Sunflower Lane and Upper Bear Creek Road. The Red Cross did open an evacuation shelter for residents at Liberty Bell Elementary School, but that has since closed down. Work on the Hope Fire burning near Northport in Stevens County is winding down. Washington's Department of Natural Resources says it is planning to hand over control to local agencies. At this hour, that fire has burned more than 8,000 acres. Crews have it 90% contained. The cause is still under investigation. Here in town tonight, people in Spokane's West Hills neighborhood are fighting back against plans to put another service for the unhoused in their neighborhood. KREM 2 Shannon Mowdy shows us why they say they're fed up.
This small strip of land along 7th and Audubon could soon become a tiny home village for those transitioning out of homelessness. But the West Hills neighborhood is pushing back again.
The next piece of Spokane's scattered site shelter model could be in place by fall, except here in the West Hills.
West Hills, do we feel like it's scattered site right now?
No! Okay. It's not getting a warm welcome. City Councilman Jonathan Bingle and several residents rallied Friday, saying the neighborhood's overloaded with services and sites for the unhoused.
Come on, Catholic Charities.
A similar sentiment to when Catholic Charities Catalyst building moved in, leading to protests and legal battles.
Those neighborhoods continue to have lower property values, and they just continue to get bought up by nonprofits who then continue to put more facilities like this in it.
Zeke Smith with the foundation behind the tiny homes, Waters Meet, says they're still engaging with the neighborhood to combat some fears and misconceptions.
We actually reached out to the neighborhood council leadership a few weeks ago, also reached out to the leadership at the Ascenda Sober Living program.
Ascenda would be the village's next-door neighbor. Resident Kendra says she moved here to support her recovery away from downtown, but feels like those same problems are now coming to her doorstep.
I'm worried that this housing first, the tiny homes, is going to turn into Camp Hope, and it's just going to be full of drugs. There's not going to be any accountability.
Smith says the village will be a community, not an encampment where people can come and go.
They'll have staff on site 24/7, and then the residents themselves will work with that provider to build a set of conditions that they all need to agree to.
But neighbors believe they're getting their undue share of services and not a fair chance to be heard.
You try to put this by Manitou, not a shot in hell that happens.
Well, this planned tiny home village could start operating before the end of the year. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
The Cordelane Cider Company has officially closed its doors. The owner's husband was one of the firefighters killed in the Canfield Mountain ambush near Coeur d'Alene. The cider company closed for a short time after the ambush, and earlier this week, the owner, Jill, said in part that since John Morrison's murder, she no longer has it in her to run the place the way it deserves. Today, she told us they officially sold out yesterday. In a statement, she told us how thankful she was for the support and love the Coeur d'Alene community has showed her. She added, quote, "The way people showed up, whether in person or just through words of encouragement, has meant the world to us," unquote. Today, WashDOT is working on Green Street by Spokane Community College. The southbound left lane is closed, and so traffic will be moving slower. Crews are cutting into the road as part of the work on the North Spokane Corridor Spokane River Crossing. They should be wrapped up by this evening at 7 o'clock. But you'll still see construction on the street again starting this Monday. This will close all southbound lanes on Green Street until Monday, August 11th. If you're driving down the street next week, you'll need to take a detour off Illinois Avenue. The city of Spokane is asking for feedback for the next phase of their climate planning. They launched a community climate policy survey, which will be open until August 31st. So on your screen coming up right now will be a QR code. If you scan it, it'll take you to the survey. The city says it should take about 10 minutes to fill that out. They'll use the results to help come up with future policies, they say. The Salvation Army's annual Burst a Bus campaign is today. The campaign helps gather new school supplies for our local students. If you are interested in helping out, you can drop off new school supplies at the Walmart on Wellesley or the Fred Meyer off Division out in Spokane Valley. You can drop off the supplies at the Fred Meyer off Sprague. The Salvation Army will give out what they collect on the 13th at the annual Backpacks distribution event. We have more information about the Burst a Bus event on our website. Just head to KREM.com. All right, we still have much more news ahead at 5 o'clock tonight, including new data from the Labor Department and new tariffs that leaves economists feeling uneasy. What that could mean for you coming up.
And so then when you guys started digging and stuff like that, what was going through your head?
Shock. I was shaking.
But first, a Spokane County father and son duo solved a treasure mystery and ended up thousands of dollars richer. We'll talk to them about how they did it coming up.